Hello, this is part 2 of 3.2 linear equations in one variable. Today we're going to be solving equations with variables and constants on both sides instead of just one or the other. So let's just jump right into the examples. So 7x plus 5 equals 6x plus 2. The first thing you're going to want to do is get all the variable terms to one side, and I do highly recommend starting with the variable terms because students make fewer mistakes when they do it that way. And usually what I recommend is you cancel out the smallest variable term. So between 7x and 6x, 6x is smaller, so I'm going to cancel that out and subtract 6x from both sides. 7x minus 6x is 1x, and then plus 5 because it's not a like term. The 6x cancels out, and we're left with 2 on the right hand side. Now to get x by itself, we subtract 5, x equals negative 3 as our final answer. Okay? B, 8n minus 4 equals negative 2n plus 6. So sticking with the theme of canceling out the smaller one, I want to cancel out negative 2 then. So to cancel out the negative 2, I'm going to add 2n to both sides. 8n plus 2n is 10n minus 4 equals, the 2n's cancel out, 6 is left over. So 10n minus 4 equals 6. And then we get the constants on the same side, so add 4. The 4's cancel out, leaving us with 10n equals 10. And last but not least, divide by 10. We get n equals 1 for part B. Okay. Now for C, we have some fractions here. Now you can get the variable terms on one side, the constant terms on the other side. But my recommendation when dealing with fractions is to first find the LCD. So here, I'm looking for the LCD between 4 and 3. So the LCD between 4 and 3 is 12. Now what I'm going to do with that 12 is multiply all the terms by 12. So 12 times 5/4 x, 12 times 6, 12 times 1/3, and 12 times negative 2. Well, 12 times 5/4, the 4 reduces the 12 to a 3, and we're left with 3 times 5x, so 15x. There are no fractions here, so it's just 12 times 6, which is 72. 12 times 1/3, the 3 reduces the 12 to a 4, so we're left with 4 times 1x, which is 4x. And then there's no fractions here, 12 times 2 is negative 24. Then our new equation doesn't have any fractions. That doesn't mean our answer won't be a fraction, but now I don't have to add or subtract fractions, which can be kind of difficult. So now I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. 15x minus 4x is 11x plus 72 equals 4x's cancel out, negative 24. Subtract 72 from both sides. The 72's cancel out, left with 11x equals. Now since both of these are negative, we're technically going to add them. So 4 plus 2 is 6, 2 plus 7 is 9, and because they are both negative and we're adding, not multiplying, we'll get a negative answer. and divided by 11. So we get x equals negative 96 over 11. So like I said, we ended up with a fraction as our answer. Okay, then the last example for this part of the notes, 7.8x plus 4 equals 5.4x minus 8. Now, this really depends on what type of learner you are, but some people like to clear the decimals and some people don't. I do not see a difference in the difficulty. I am going to clear the decimals, it's called. And how I do that is, well, this has one decimal place, and this has one decimal place. So I'm going to multiply by 10 because that has 1 0. So 10 times 7.8, 10 times 4, 10 times 5.4, and 10 times negative 8. Now the reason why this is called clearing the decimals is because when I take 10 times 7.8, it becomes a whole number, 78. 10 times 4 is 40. 10 times 5.4 is 54. And 10 times 8 is 80. And now we just go about solving it. So subtract 54 from both sides. Sorry, 54x. 78 minus 54 is 24x plus 40. 54x's cancel out, leaving us with negative 80. Subtract 40 from both sides. Get 24x because the 40s cancel out. Equal negative 120. Divide by 24. Divide by 24. The 24s cancel out. And we're left with x equals, and 24 goes into 120 5 times, so negative 5. And that's it for part 2 of 3.2.